Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff back again with another Iron Maiden lesson. This time, of course, we're looking at the title track from the album No Prayer for the Dying. It's not too bad a song to play, so kind of intermediate, beginner intermediate, you'll be able to play along with this track, I'm sure. Some of the parts, if they're a little bit hard, obviously what you can do is use the backing track that I will be putting together for you, and all the information will be down below, which takes you to my website, so you can play along with that. But I really think that this will be fun to learn for you if you are that beginner going intermediate guitar player on this. It's not too fast, and even through the fast parts, it's still very, very playable. If you're new to the channel, well, hi, great to see you and welcome aboard. If you've come here because you are a Maiden fan, well, you are going to really thoroughly enjoy this channel. We are heading for, I believe now, heading towards about 70 lessons by Maiden. Of course, there's also now the series on Saxon, and of course we've got some Judas Priest, of course, thrown in there as well. So why not take the opportunity, help support me as well, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell, and then you'll be notified whenever I am posting anything new to the channel. If you're out there watching in, if you've got any requests, please drop me a line, add them to the list, I'll slowly get through them. Anyway, enough talk from me. Let's get into this and let me show you how to play No Prayer for the Dying. So don't go away.
Preview.
What we'll do, first of all, we'll look at what Dave Murray is playing in the song to start with. It opens up with him playing on the clean guitar, so I'm just going to play that passage through and then I'll just break it down for you. Okay, that is the opening part that he's playing. So what we just starting off, we've got an E5 chord, and we're just playing from the A to the D to the G and back to the D string. Now that's what we're going to do on the majority of the chords that we're playing. So I'm just playing down, then we're going to move up to a G5, so we're moving up onto 10th fret. It's the same pattern. Move down to a D5, so we're on 5 frets, same pattern. Then we move down to a C5. Now this one is just slightly different. We're just going to play an A, D and G string. And then we move up and we play the 7 on the E string. So we're going back to that E5, sorry, 7 on the A string. So we go. And then we pick up doing the D and the G. So there's that little bit of a pause. Then back to the G, D. Then we finish on the C and we do the full thing. Now at this point, he then puts the overdrive on his guitar, but I thought, well, what we'll do, let's just put a little bit of overdrive on there. I just want to see you can see exactly what's going on, because we're going to follow the same pattern of the chords. But what he's doing now is, instead of just playing across, which was before was an 8th, like that, what he's going to do is going to play 2 notes on each position. So we get that. Up to the G, down to the D, to the C, and repeat. And we just keep repeating that through, which has got Janick Gers playing the lead guitar over the top of that. But that is the main part that's running. Obviously there's a little bit more overdrive. There's also a little bit of delay on the guitar. Now that can be quite tricky, getting that pattern there. So just kind of work on that, take your time. It's just, it feels unusual just hitting 2 strings like that as you move through. But it's always the same pattern when you move from the E to the G to the D to the C. And we just keep repeating through that phrase. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at what Yannick Gers is playing over the top of that. So it goes like this. Okay, what we're doing, we're starting off on the B string and we're doing a 10 with a quick hammer onto the 12. Back to the 10, to the 8, then a quick hammer on from the 8 to 10, down to the 8, and then I do a 7 on the E, a 7 on the B, sorry, to 7 on the G. Again. Then we go across and we're going to hold down 7 on the D string, going across to 7 on the G string. Back to the 7 on the D, going to 10. And from there, we are going to go back to the 7 on the G, to the 8 on the B, and to the 9 on the G. Now, nice and slow. Now from this section we move into the kind of pre-verse and verse section, which goes back to a clean guitar for Dave Murray, and it's given some support on the electric guitar by Janick Gers. But let's have a look at that little chorus strumming part that Dave Murray is playing. So let me just play it through for you. Now that just repeats round and round. So what we're doing, and you're going to play this quite a bit throughout the song and this chord progression, we're going through an E minor chord, and we got this down, down, up, down, to a D, which is standard open D chord. And then we're going to go and just play, it's like a D sus4 chord. We're just going to hold down the 3 on the high E and then off to the normal D chord. So we're going from 3 to 2. And then continue down the arpeggio. And then we've got a B minor chord to a C. Now the first time round he goes back up to a D. And then we go back to the E minor. Same thing again, B minor, but he just stops on the C, doesn't go back up to the D, so we get that same cycle running around backwards and forwards. Now what you've got Yannick Gers doing in the background, he's just playing over the top of the chord, so he's going. But this time, instead of going to the open D, he's just going to a D major chord here. So just working down the chords, E minor, D, B minor. Always reminds me of Kaylee by Marillion, because pretty much you're running down the same chord progression, just in a different key, but it's using the same chord structure as Kaylee, which is on one of my previous videos. And there's a plug for you. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the next section where it moves from that just clean guitar up into a more distorted guitar with a rhythmic, with a more melodic pattern. So let's go and check that out now. So let me just play the riff through and then we'll break it down. Right, what I did there, I did shorten it down a little bit. I just wanted to show you all of the sections because we're going to repeat this full line. That gets repeated 3 times. On the final time, then we go up to that little pitch, that. that part there. So what we're doing, we're going to start off on 9 on the D to 9 on the G. Then we go to the 7 on the B to the 8 and then to 10. So 7, 8, 10, 8, 10, back to the 8, to the 7, and 7 on the G. So next part starts off on the 7th fret on the G string. So we play 7, cross over to the B string, and we're going to do the 7, 8, 10, 7. Then we cross over to the G string and we're going to do a 9, 7. Cross over to the 9 on the D. Back to the 9 on the G. So we go. And of course we go back and repeat. Repeats that another time through. At the last one, we're going to start off with the 9s. But instead of going to that 7, 7, what we're going to do, we're going to play a 7, 8. Got a little slide, a little hammer on our slide from 7 to 8 to the 10, back down to the 8 to the 7, cross over to the 8 on the B. Then we're going to hit the 7 on the B. Whammy bar, we take it down a whole tone. Now, there is a little bit of a harmony that's played right on the end when we do that high one. We do that there. There's a little harmony which I just want to show you. So this is the harmony. What I'm doing there, I'm just playing 8 and 10 on the B string. And then we got 7 on the high E string. Back down to the 10, 8. Cross over to 9 on the G. And then we got 7 on the G. Taking it down a whole tone, so we're taking it down. And while Dave Merritt is playing that melodic line, what you've got is Janick Gers playing this behind it. So all he's doing is just playing an E to a D, and you're doing this. Then we go down to the B. And he just plays that behind the whole melodic line. And from there we go all the way back to that E minor, D, B minor, and back to the C. We play that whole section through, and also then we play the melodic line, which is what we've just looked at. From there it goes all the way back to the intro, where we're playing that clean guitar, just playing the single arpeggio sequence through the E to the G to the D to the C. Goes through that whole little section, including the run through playing the double note per string. We come to the end of that, and this is where we have a tempo change and also a rhythm change. So that's what we're going to check out now. Okay, let me play through what both guitars are playing at this section, which is leading us down to Dave Murray's first solo. So it goes like this. I said both guitars are playing that. So what we're doing, we're moving from a D5 to an E5. We've got a chug on the E, back to the E, and then another chug to the E. So repeat. Then we got a C to a D, and then repeat. And we repeat that whole section all over again. When we completed that, we are then into the first of the guitar solos, and what we're going to look at is what Janick Gers is playing behind that guitar solo. So let me just play the line through. So let me show you what we're playing through that section. So we start off on 7th fret on the A string, and we're going to play 7A, 7D, and then to the 9 on the D string. So we get this, then repeat, repeat. Now the final one, which is the 4th one, we're going to do 7, 7, 10. So it's just repeat again. Then we move down and we're playing over a B position, so we're down on 2nd fret, and we're going to play the same pattern that we just did across the 2 on the A, going to the 2 on the D, going to the 4 in the first instance. Going this, the final one goes to the 5, so it's 2, 2, 4. Then we move up to the 3rd fret. We're going to play 3, 3, 5, but there's a slight variation on this. Moves up to the 5 on that A string, so we get. Now from there, we're going to pick up the 5 on the D string, going to the 7, and then pick up the riff again. So we get this. And then we move from there, which is exactly the same as we see on the C, we move up to the E. So let me just quickly go through that and just break it down from that C. Now that is actually the end of the loop that we're playing. Now when I did the example, I went back and started playing through the E just to show you how it sounds. But that would be the end of the loop, because then we're then back into. Then repeat that line back to here. Then we get. And it just repeats round. Now, I believe you're going to be doing that 8 times, but of course, all the information, as per usual, will be in the tablature. But that is the main loop that is being played through the first solo. And for the next part of the solo, there is another rhythm change that we're going to play. So I'll just play it through, then I'll break it down for you. Okay, it's a little bit more frantic, this one. What we're doing, we're just moving from the 9th fret on the A string, so we're playing an F sharp 5 chord, down to an E, play that 3 times. Then we've got this little line here that starts on the A string, which is going 10, 9, 7. Then it goes on the low E string for the 10, and then back to 7, 9. Again. And then back. And we repeat that. Then we've got one more, because there's a bar of 2, 4 in there. And then back. Repeat. Again. And then again this. And then, so you've got to watch that, because if you're playing along with the track and you just play the same rhythm pattern each time without putting that extra, you're going to be out. So you have to get that little section in there. And again, it's all on the tablature for you. Now, coming out of that section, Yannick Gers plays this chord progression. At this point, Dave Murray's doing nothing. So it's just Yannick Gers on this. So it goes like this. And that just repeats. What I'm doing, I'm just playing an E5, holding it for a whole bar, down to a D5, down to the B, and then we've got a C to the C to a D. So that is played over half a bar. So that's a full bar. Now he plays that through 4 times. Now at this point, we have covered all of the parts of the song, because coming out of that chord progression that we just looked at, he then goes back and plays the intro section. So the guitars go back to that arpeggiated slow sequence, and he goes back to playing that sequence there. Plays it through, and on the end of the second time, he just slows the whole sequence down to the end, finishing on an E. And that is the end of the song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to play No Prayer for the Dying. Not too bad a song. Most of the lines that you're going to be learning in this are not too complicated and not too fast. Now, as I said at the beginning, I've not done the solo section in this. The solo is a crazy solo that is played by both Dave and Yannick Gers. Now, I just wanted to focus on all the rhythm guitar parts. Of course, you can play something over the top of that. It's there put in an E, so you can just enjoy yourself playing an E natural minor or E minor pentatonic. It's just there's so many open strings, dive bombs on the whammy bar, just tremolo picking. Really is a crazy solo. Have a go at it. If you want to record yourself, send it to me. I'd love to hear it, so I would. But really, this lesson was just focusing at all the rhythm guitar parts. Anyway, I am going to let you go for now. But until the next time, this is Jeff Sinker wishing you well, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Until then, goodbye.